Alright, so here's my first station. I am now at Dollar Photo, manufacturer for different types of photo booth in Guangzhou. They do a lot of big photo booths that are these kind of like pay to get your pictures, also with different themes. Here, for example, is an elevator themed photo booth, kind of a cool theme. A lot of different stuff they have, and everything here is basically very customizable. So here we are now seeing the 3 most common photo booths that are used for rental purposes. These are all in a very similar style, also all very customizable. So when I mean customizable, it means there is certain things we can just really adjust, so we can choose which type of printer to choose, if you're using a professional Canon camera or perhaps a webcam. I'll explain a little bit more about this in a moment. So the difference between these 3 is basically a very simple one. One on the right side has a wooden frame. So this is just really all made of solid wood. And it's the most expensive frame. Then this one is a leather case, also nice. And this one, the last one, is a metal case. But all of them come with a tripod that's adjustable. All right, let's have a quick look at the functionality. So I'm gonna put a chair here and I'm gonna look with you together how this entire thing works. So basically we have a big screen here that allows us to enter the interface. It's a UI that's absolutely customizable, so the manufacturer will provide a back-end login where you can basically upload your own designs and your own frames. They have 20 kind of settings for how the picture is arranged. So you can take single pictures, but also a layout where you have 2 pictures together or even 3. So this is very nice for really big events like birthdays or weddings where people really want to keep memories in the end. As when you're at the home screen, there is a way to enter the backend login, which is typing here 10 times on the right corner, and then we have to enter a password to access that backend login. And here we have different functions we can do. We can choose the language. So for the European market, I think English is the one we want to go with. And there's a lot of different settings we can do, but these are not all the settings we can do. So these are the main settings we can do for how pictures are being taken. Everything else, like uploading our own interface, frames that we want to use on that event, that we all have to do at the laptop, but it's quite easy. They just showed it to me, so that's really not too difficult. Okay, so let's very quickly go out into our UI again. So that's a start screen, right? So that's our home screen. If I type here 1, I'm getting into the selection of what type of photo I want. I want to have now a layout where I get 2 pictures together because I think that's nice. We don't have any framing now selected, so we don't have any frame that is visible here, but we do have a lot of different, let's say, settings we can choose. So we have filters. I can say after my visit here, I would say the team here is very professional with what they're doing. They're very helpful in getting things customized, in really making sure that the entire setup of what you would be ordering is kind of like matching your requirements and what you're trying to achieve. They can help you afterwards as well. So I think that's all pretty great to see, and most amazed I'm really about this possibility to customize the entire interface, so the UI, which is great for any kind of customer, right? Because you might want to show your branding, you might to give your clients that are renting a photo booth like this the chance to also customize the frames on the pictures. So I think that's really great to see. All right, so that's a flight case. That's how the photo booth is being transported. So that's very good to see. And let's take a very quick look at the factory here. So some of the work is being done here. They have another manufacturing facility. So now I'm at my second stop. I'm at RIA, another Guangzhou-based manufacturer for photo booth, and they also do vending machinery. They have actually their own brand for photo booth, which is called Faux Print. Let's have a quick look at the showroom at first. So there is different types of vending machines for ice cream, for drinks, but also something like here for perfume. I think this is for cigarettes. Here's a standard drink vending machine. So quite interesting stuff they do. And yeah, a very important part of their business is photo booth. So let's look at the portable or mobile photo booth that are in question here. So there is a couple of choices available. All of these are basically mobile or portable. This one is one with a mirror. I think these are the most commonly sold mobile photo booth. Let's start with the simplest one or the least expensive one. So this one comes in a wooden case. So that's all solid wood. Very nice design. It's quite sturdy, I can tell. So that's quite good. A smaller case than the others. So the printer doesn't sit inside here. The printer will be actually outside. It will be sitting down there. And the screen is a little bit smaller. And important is to understand that this light is an LED light. It's not a flashlight. So that's a little bit the difference here. This one now is already bigger. So advantage here is the tripod on the bottom is adjustable. And even though you're seeing the printer here, it's actually, just for testing purposes down here, the printer is actually located inside of the case, which makes it just all a little bit more compact. And we have a flashlight actually here, so that really makes a flash when you take a picture. All of the software, it's all the same. We're gonna look at it in a moment. Let's quickly have a look at the third one here in the row. This is just a different design, so that comes in a metal case, not like the other two. It's not a wooden case. It comes with the biggest screen, so you can see smallest screen, a little bit bigger, and this one is a lot bigger. And it's also very sturdy. It looks clean in the design, and they are all being equipped with Canon cameras. So Faux Print is basically saying, yes, it's possible to do these photo booths also with a webcam, but it's not something they recommend just because a professional Canon will just do the better picture quality. So they will usually use Canon cameras on all of these photo booths. Okay, so here you see the software is actually Spark Booth. So it's actually a software from the United States, so not in-house developed, but still licensed. And it's a quite nice software, I have to say. Quite responsive. It comes in many languages, so it comes actually like in languages like Spanish and Portuguese, French, German, Italian. So this is really, really cool. Backend icons and so on we can remove, so it's still recommended to have like a mouse and a keyboard if you do this. And then basically the photo booth works in a very simple way, so we can press start, and then the photo booth is asking us to get ready. Now it's taking a picture, telling me it's beautiful. Thank you. Decorate your picture. So that's quite nice. We can basically make a little bit of just funny things to it. So we can give myself something like some hair or a hat or sunglasses. So very funny stuff you can do here. Then I can say, okay, this is done. This is okay. And then it's preparing my pictures. Now what I can do is I can print it. So if I go here I can print it, and then afterwards it's also giving me the option to share it. And you saw there, if you looked at it, it's also saving it to Google Drive, which is quite cool. It means it's also being saved somewhere, and I can also now here go and get a QR code, for example, so I can save it then to my phone, which is quite useful to have. Here's now the picture coming out. It's at the side. Nice picture of myself with some funny hair. and then it's saying thank you. So now I can basically restart the process. So yeah, I think overall here's view album. So I think it has quite nice functions. People can see all the pictures of the event. So yeah, overall I think quite nice photo booth. All right, so let's have a quick wrap up. I think Foprint is also like a very reliable manufacturer. They say they have night and day shift, so they will also have like an after sales group on WhatsApp where, yeah, if there's any issues, they can help you to resolve it quickly, even if it's not in the Chinese time zone, which I believe is quite a cool service and important to have for products like this. It's very customizable, as I understand, so you can really like choose what type of printer you want. Theoretically, you could even choose a different camera. I guess it also depends a little bit like, yeah, what do you actually want to have, or do you just want a standard setup? There's a lot of options to customize layouts and different themes in the user interface, which make it cool. I have to say, probably because it's an American system, it does feel a little bit more intuitive. It feels like a real well-developed system, so that's a great advantage. But I also have to say I had a couple of hiccups here where, yeah, the camera crashed and stuff like that. So I guess like it's not all about it's not all perfect, right? So looking at the finishes, I have to say this is something that it's really well made. I mean, all the edges and all the details are quite nice and clean, and there's nothing that looks unpolished or badly made. And I have to say these tripods are all also quite sturdy, and they are all coming also with a tripod. Here you can see they even have feet on the bottom, so you could also place it on a table if you don't want the tripod. So yeah, overall I feel like definitely nice products. As the company or the factory here always announces, has a very good return on investment because you can rent it out for a lot, and yeah, so have a return on your investment very quickly. So I'm now at my third station. I am with Chargy Photo, another manufacturer here in South China who's doing photo booth. In general, different types of photo booth. So their main focus lies in these larger photo booths that are located, I guess, or being used in shopping malls and on festivals. They do quite some innovative products, and I would say also their entire product interface and functionality is quite cool. So there is quite some special stuff to be found here. But today I want to look again at the portable photo booth, and they offer 3 standard models which are all similarly priced. Here at the showroom they're currently only having the a wooden case that comes in a split unit, so means there is the box for the camera and the screen, and then next to it the printer. They equip all the devices with a DMP printer, so that's good to see. Then the camera can be a webcam, but they do recommend rather using a Canon, so that's also what they're using here. And then we have again our touch screen here to go ahead and make some picture. And here on top we have an LED that can give us a little bit more light should we be in an indoor environment and we need light. So yeah, let's look at first at the outside. So that's a wooden box or wooden case. Down here the tripod is metal. It does feel sturdy enough, I would say. The finishing on the wooden box is sometimes a little bit rough, but yeah, maybe that's because it's the sample. So all right, so now let's look a little bit at the user interface and how this entire thing works. So we have again like a home screen that can be customized, and we could basically use a different design for it. The customer service team here would help with that, so there's no direct integration where you could go ahead and upload it yourself, but they seem very helpful. And then we have different frames. So these are setups how the pictures are then being framed in the end. That's also something that needs to be basically handed in, and they will upload it. So I can choose no frame, or I can choose any other frame really, and then it's directly going into taking the picture. Now it's counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it's taking a picture. I had now a frame where it's basically taking 3 pictures, so you can see like I have 2 already taken here, and then it's taking 1 more right now, and then afterwards it's kind of like putting these pictures together for me. It's not so well visible, but then I have my start print photo button here, where it's basically now printing that photo. I can also print it again, and I can scan the QR code to make sure that I could access it via my mobile phone. So I have it also as a digital file, and I can download it there, and then it's basically giving me the printout as the picture, which is inside of that frame that I chose in the beginning. So now I finished, I can basically end here, and then it's going back to the home screen, so the next person who wants to take a picture. So I have to say, I found this all a little bit like not enough going back options. When I brought it up right now, they explained me that the reason for this is really to keep the workflow for this photo booth very seamless. So you don't want people lining up and then everybody like does a lot of settings and goes forth and back. So you want really people to choose a frame, really go to the next step, print it, and it's the next one's turn. So I think that's pretty convincing, and I can imagine that at events that's really important to work like this. I also want to very quickly show you the settings section. Okay, so now if you want to go into the settings, you basically have to tap on the lower right corner 6 times to go into the settings. It needs to be fast to go in, otherwise it's okay. So that was quite seamlessly. So here we have our settings. Then we have Chinese and English. They explained they can customize the interface also in one language, but it needs to be developed. So I guess like this is the easiest setup. They do support 6 languages in total, so there is also French and there is Spanish. So that's also nice to have. There is no Dutch, no German, but that's, I guess, no problem. English should work here. And there we can do basic adjustments like the network settings. So if you want to connect to Wi-Fi, or the printer settings. So that's, I think, all very basic settings that are good to have. So I do like that this entire interface is very sleek. So there's not, sometimes settings can feel so overwhelming if there's too much of it and you're not sure, like if you're missing out on something. So that feels like, like what is there, and it doesn't feel like you're diving into a too complex setting scenario. And then you can go back and you have your start screen again. Overall I would say quite seamless and good. The picture quality is nice. So as we said, right, it's a DNP printer and print paper. So basically they have a version that is all in one. So it's basically the case holds also the printer, but then the printer is a smaller version, means the printer can only do 150 papers, while the split unit basically is able to hold a roll with 700 pictures, which is obviously like a big advantage because on bigger events you could take a lot more pictures like these. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so here we have another cool type of mini photo booth. So I just got to know it, so I wanted to briefly introduce it because I do like the concept, and I think like it's something that perhaps not many of you have seen yet. So it's all super compact, if you can see it, right? So it's all basically in one box. There is not more you need. You can see this is the screen, there's the camera, and here is the printer. And it's not a standard photo that's coming out, but a receipt type of photo. So if I'm going on here and I'm now selecting my frame, then it's taking basically pictures of me. Another picture, if I'm confirming this, okay. Another picture, smile, okay. Also confirming that. And now what it's doing, it's yeah, printing me almost like a shopping receipt. So that's a quite cool memory, I would say, for, yeah, so the supplier here just mentioned that it's being often used in barber shops or perhaps coffee stores or yeah, really, like, I guess the application can be endless. It's just a nice memory, and you can imagine that this type of printout is much cheaper. So we just calculated it through, and I think like we just came to $3 per printout, which is obviously, yeah, as a total cost much lower than if you do it with one of these proper photo printers, where you obviously have a higher cost per picture. So yeah, quite a nice innovation. I think it's nice. I guess it's not the perfect application for any kind of scenario. So for a wedding, you might not want it, but yeah, who knows? Some people might like it. So yeah, I think there is a lot of scenarios where this can really make sense. So I like it.